Today, we commemorate the one and only, the monster of metal, the godfather of heavy rock, the OG madman, the Prince of Darkness himself, John Michael Ozzy Osbourne.
Black Sabbath featuring Ozzy Osbourne!
G'day everyone, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al.
Bit of a sad one today, mate.
Yeah,
Ozzy.
Ozzy.
A happy one.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, longer than us.
Yeah, but one of the first ones to invite you into his family life, wasn't
Exactly right. Yeah.
When you'd be like,
What
why
the hell?
why is he doing this?
Why would he show us
This is insane. His kids were like kind of nuts, weren't
Yeah,
they?
well, they were all nuts, mate.
Yeah, well,
Sharon was
the one holding it all together. But,
Yeah. I think she was his manager's daughter.
right.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure that.
I think she kept managing him the whole way through.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Good on her.
Yeah. Second wife.
Mm.
Thought what we do is just run through a little bit of history about Ozzy, and then we'll just have a bit of a chat about what he meant to us growing up.
Yeah.
And then we'll say our farewells.
He was certainly iconic.
He was indeed. So Ozzy Osbourne grew up in Aston, Birmingham, where his mother Lillian was a factory worker. His father, John Thomas, better known as Jack Osbourne, worked night shift at General Electric as a toolmaker. Ozzy, his three sisters, and his two brothers shared a small two-bedroom house.
Wow.
8 of them in a tiny house.
Wow.
He struggled with dyslexia while at school. He suffered from abuse at the hands of bullies and attempted suicide multiple times as a teenager. He was quite troubled. At the age of 14, a band by the name of the Beatles came along. He credited the Beatles, and in particular their song She Loves You, as the reason he became a musician. He said that the Beatles made him realise he was going to be a rock star for the rest of his life.
Wow. The Beatles saved someone else, eh?
Exactly right.
Good on you, Beatles.
So left school at 15, spent time working in factories as well as time in jail for petty thefts. In 1969, he co-formed Black Sabbath, named after a movie of the same name. And although band members had been playing together for a couple of years prior to this as a band named Earth, it was with Black Sabbath that they took on the heavy metal persona. Yeah. Known for his dark lyrics and horror themes, he and the fans enjoyed the scary and spooky shows that they used to put on. Ozzy was well known for his substance abuse, taking everything he could from street drugs to prescription medication and alcohol. He stated that cocaine and dope were his go-to drugs so that he could get effed up. But at one stage, he took LSD every day for 2 years straight while touring with Black Sabbath.
Wow.
He would have lived in
my God, that is
an
like
alternate universe.
Oh wow, that is I have no words. That is just insanity.
Exactly.
God.
Upon signing his first solo contract with CBS, Osbourne had brought doves to release as a sign of peace and harmony. As he sat heavily intoxicated in the office to sign the contract, he grabbed one of the doves and bit its head off. He was then escorted from the building, but he managed to grab hold of a second dove on the way out and do the same thing in the foyer. That then led to a fan at a concert throwing a bat onto stage where he thought it was a rubber bat, so he's grabbed it and bit the head off it. And it was a real bat. Real bat.
Oh my God.
Now, the person who took it swears it was dead when they took it in there.
Yeah.
But Ozzy swears it was alive and it bit him and he had to have a rabies shot because it made him sick. He performed with some of the best musicians in the world, but the one he wanted to perform with the most,
Thin Lizzy.
Gary Moore.
Gary
Moore from Thin Lizzy.
Brilliant.
Loved him, thought he was the best guitarist, but Gary Moore just kept rejecting him.
Yeah.
But he did play with some legends. Tommy Aldridge, who's still a brilliant drummer these days, of Whitesnake fame and of Thin Lizzy and the Ted Nugent gang. I mean, he was a great drummer. He's a great drummer.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah. Got the best head of hair too, Tommy Aldridge. He pinched my then favourite guitarist from Quiet Riot, Randy Rhoads, who could shred with the absolute best of them. And he also stole Rudy Sarzo, the bass player from Quiet Riot, who'd also played with Whitesnake. Ozzy released 11 Black Sabbath albums, all reaching the top 20 in the UK. Paranoid, their second album, was the only one that reached number 1.
Fantastic.
What a brilliant album.
Fantastic.
Incredible songs like War Pigs, Paranoid, Supernaut, Sweet Leaf, which talked about his love of marijuana, and Snowblind, which was his ode to cocaine.
Yeah.
All brilliant songs. While their first 5 albums charted really well in Australia, none of the Black Sabbath albums featuring Ozzy charted from that point on due to the radio stations deciding not to play their music anymore over concerns that the songs were satanic in nature.
Yeah.
So we were woke in the 70s, mate.
Well, there was always a certain amount of people that had to go against the narrative, isn't there?
Exactly. As a solo artist, Ozzy released 13 studio albums, his first being Blizzard of Oz, and featured the single Crazy Train, probably his best-known solo song in Australia. That album would end up being his best charting solo album up to 2020, when his album Ordinary Man peaked at number 3, and then in 2022, Patient Number 9 peaked at number 2. Despite peaking number 5 pretty much everywhere in the world, those albums never went
Never
gold or
in
platinum.
Australia.
Not like the others. His album titles alone made you want to buy his records.
Oh,
Yeah.
the names of them were just like, what the? Just brilliant names.
Brilliant. Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, No Rest for the Wicked,
Yeah.
Osmosis,
Yeah.
The Ultimate Sin. Brilliant names. Sold over 100 million records across his career. Married Sharon in the second wedding. Had 6 kids in total.
Was it 3 from the first?
3 from his first and 3 from with Sharon. We almost had him at our dinner party, didn't we?
He almost made it to our top 12.
Top. Yeah, well, it was only 8, but we turned it into 12, and he still didn't quite make it. We've had some great stories.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, not to be.
Yeah.
On the 5th of July, Black Sabbath performed one last time at a charity event to raise funds for Parkinson's, of which Ozzy had, and also to raise funds for the Birmingham Children's Hospital and the Acorns Children's Hospice. Well, some would say it was a miracle that he got to 76. We say, cheers, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Taken too soon, mate. Rest in peace, you legend.
Yeah. Good on you, Ozzy. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
What was you grew up in the UK. What was your recollection of Ozzy? I mean, he pretty much done most of the Black Sabbath days before we got into music.
Well, when Black Sabbath, they were one of the main heavy rock bands. We called everything that was heavy rock heavy metal, unless it had a punk theme to it. Like, so we had like your Black Sabbath,
that other well-known Scottish band, AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC.
And they were around the same time as Judas Priest and those bands.
Yeah, and then you had the other bands that weren't quite as heavy, like Riot Heat.
The Awakening, were they heavy? They were reasonably heavy. Thin Lizzy,
yeah, but they were more
melodic. Yeah, melodic rock.
But Black Sabbath, I remember when Paranoid came out. Oh my god. What a brilliant song.
Great riff.
It's just like, you couldn't not just get into that. It was just superb.
And so with Warpies.
Yeah, Warpies.
Just builds and builds.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just, and they've got that backbeat and the it gets the tempo and it's just super. But a lot of these songs did the same, didn't they? They just kind of like built up to a crescendo. It was just good. Really, really good to listen to.
And melodic.
Yeah.
And he could sing.
He could sing.
And it was almost bluesy rock. I mean, it wasn't not what we would call heavy metal these days. I mean, it would have been crazy at the time. But it was his persona that made it crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, he was then replaced by Ronnie Dio, which completely changed Black Sabbath's sound. And he went on his own merry way and had a great career as a solo artist.
He did.
Crazy Train. Everybody knows Crazy Train.
Yeah. Some of the music and the artists actually performed around them that came out of that, and basically they were made before they even went in Black Sabbath. They were all like great musicians in their own right. What an iconic bloke, man!
Exactly
One did
story
he write all these songs?
Mixed with the band,
Yes. I guess he had a lot of darkness.
One classic story from his book was, and Sharon said he used to do this quite a few times. He'd get up in the morning and he'd go looking for the band, and they'd be in the hotel bar 9 or 10 o'clock. And he'd walk in, he'd start an argument with them, and he'd sack them all. He used to punch on pretty badly with Randy Rhoads, the guitarist.
Yeah. You're
all fine, you can all F off, no worries. He'd then get on the bus, he'd go to wherever they're going to play, and at 2 o'clock he's like, where's the band? Sharon's like, you sacked them all this morning, dear. No, I didn't. They'd get on their phones and track them down and they'd come and play. The next day, they all
turn up again.
No, just crazy. So obviously that dependence on alcohol and drugs affected him. And you can see that even in the TV show. And maybe that was early onset Parkinson's as well.
Oh, definitely. Because he sounded half brain dead, didn't he? When he was, you could still tell there was somebody in there, but he's his vocabulary and the way he spoke, it was always a bit
Yeah.
sort of
Not quite
hard
right.
to listen to.
So let us know what you think. A bit of a different one for us today, but yeah, he is a legend of rock and roll
Yeah.
in every sense.
Yeah.
So from us, rest in peace, you legend.
Yeah, rest in peace, mate.
Let us know what you think.
See you guys.
See ya.